Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing another Chatty Get Ready with me because I have a lot of thoughts and I've had a lot of thoughts for a very long time, and now I finally have time to sit and do some filming. Now, if this is your first time watching me, welcome. I'm Jamila and I love all things beauty. I love all things makeup. I love all things skincare, and I especially love sharing my tips and tricks for how to find high-end and luxury beauty products at bargain prices. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you would consider subscribing and joining the fam. Okay, so for this Get Ready With Me, it's going to be a very simple look, partly because I have to go out a little bit later, so it's going to be real normal, neutral, because I don't really wear colorful makeup like that on a daily basis, if we're being honest, when I'm like going out and doing things. And so many of you guys really liked the look that I did in my collab video with Kara, which was featuring this Vanity palette, that I figured I would just recreate it because this isn't one that I have done a review on or anything. I feel like not a lot of people really know about this palette or have used it. So I'm gonna be using this one in today's video. Let me bring you guys in a little bit closer. There we go. And apologies if I look a little orange today. The natural light is kind of harsh this morning, so it is what it is. Okay, first things first, I'm going to go in with this shade here as my first transition shade. So I'm going to plop that into the crease. And the topic that I want to talk about today is Instagram subscriptions, but specifically Instagram subscriptions by brands. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Instagram subscriptions, let me back up and give you all a little bit of context, kind of like starting with YouTube. So one of the things that Instagram as a brand has been struggling with for some time now is figuring out how to monetize creators. YouTube is a very easy platform in which creators can, receive money from their content because there's the Google AdSense, it's longer form content, so you can put ads at the beginning, at the end, in between YouTube videos. But Instagram is the type of app where it is pretty hard for content to be monetized by virtue of the app, right? It's mainly pictures and, well, now mainly reels, which is just these sort of very short form content. So for some time now, Instagram had been really struggling to figure out how to monetize, how to allow creators to monetize their content and earn money from what they're creating. Because even though it is shorter form content, in my opinion, shorter form content is one, harder to create, takes longer to create. And no matter if you're creating long form or short form content, we all deserve to be compensated for our work. One of the things that Instagram did try to do very early on was to create a kind of bonus payments based on the amount of reels that or views that reels get. And I remember when that first came out, and I know a lot of creators had issues with it, where they said when they first signed up for it, they were receiving, a pretty decent chunk of money for the reels. And then that got smaller and smaller. And not only did it get smaller and smaller, it felt like Instagram was blocking their reels. And again, this is the feedback that I heard from creators. I'm not saying that this is true, but a lot of creators were saying that they used to get a specific amount of views, and the minute that they signed up for the Instagram bonus thing where you earned money from based on the amount of views that your reel got, they felt that their views significantly dropped. And I know that really bothered a lot of creators, because for most of them, they would have rather had their views continue to grow and their platform continue to grow than to get the little amount of money that they received from being a part of the Reels program. Because the reality is, what I've heard from most creators is that the bulk of their money does not come from like AdSense and Reels bonus and whatnot. It comes from sponsorships. It comes from being recognized by brands. It comes from having those larger brand deals where they can charge a pretty significant chunk of money. And that Google AdSense or whatever is pretty much chump change. So for most folks, at least the ones that I've watched who've been candid enough to share how they are making money on this platform, they've pretty much said that they get a lot of the bulk of their money from these relationships that they have with brands as well as through affiliate links where they earn commission off of the products that they recommend. Okay, so after that I went in with the orange shade, and now I'm going to go in with the deep brown, and I'm going to use that to deepen up the outer V. Now, in addition to earning money through Google AdSense, which in order to become monetized on YouTube, you have to have like certain criteria to get there. So you must have at least 1,000 subscribers, you must have at least 4,000 watch hours in order to be monetized on YouTube. And in addition to getting money through the AdSense, which honestly is pennies, and I have a very small platform, so for me it's pennies, but I've seen other creators share how much they make per video, and they get hundreds of thousands of views, and it's still not a significant chunk of money. But one of the other ways in which YouTube allows creators to earn money is through memberships. So basically, a membership is kind of like a Patreon where where subscribers can actually sign up for this like higher tier of engagement with that creator. And with that higher tier, they get exclusive access to things like live chats. They get more content. So there are these perks that come with that increased tier, and with that increased tier, they're paying for it. So the membership fee could be, I believe, as little as $2 a month, or it could be higher than that. So what and I think there are actually levels to the tiers. I think you can choose multiple tiers if you want to. But basically, if you as a viewer, you have your favorite creator and you just want to see more content from them, or if you want to support them even more in a monetary way, more than just watching their content, and you are financially able to do that, people will sign up for those memberships so that they can, you know, get that exclusive content, get increased access to that creator, and also, you know, support them in a more monetary, tangible way. And I've seen a lot of creators do that, and I always thought, you know, that is cool, especially if you have the ability and the time to create that dedicated content. Because the thing about that is that you have to be pretty consistent, right? You can't just not upload a video because people are now paying for your services, and you have to you have to deliver, which is very different from like the standard YouTube where I could put out a video once a week, once every 2 weeks, and it doesn't really affect anybody because no one's paying me to do it. Now, a couple of months ago, Instagram announced that they were going to have a subscription service. And when I first saw that, I was like, you know what, that's actually an amazing idea for Instagram to make that available for creators to make money. Because when you think about the content that comes out on Instagram, it is very, very different from content that you find on YouTube. Because it's not that long form content. Like, you're not engaging with people in the way in which a long video does. It's either just like a really nice picture or a 30-second reel, if so long. So the way in which you can have those longer engagements is through like lives that you do with people, or honestly, I don't even know what else. Or if you're creating like exclusive content. So I saw the option to have that subscription service, and I was like, okay, that's cool. That gives creators who Instagram is their main platform an opportunity to make money there, because there are some people who just don't want to do long form content, and that's completely fine. Like, I always knew that I was really chatty and I like to talk a lot, so I always knew that creating YouTube videos was something that I wanted to do because I'm a very, very chatty person. But for some people, they just want to do Instagram. They just want to post pictures and reels, and you know, they should have the opportunity to monetize their content, because it does take a lot of work and a lot of time creating that, right? So I saw it and I was like, okay, cool beans, that makes sense. Then one day I saw a brand had activated their subscriptions, and when I tell you I was so confused. I did not understand for what reason a brand would have a subscription service. And at first I was like, okay, maybe it's just this one brand. And then I saw another brand and another brand and another brand. And at this point now, there are several brands on Instagram that have subscription services. And in my opinion, it doesn't make sense in any way whatsoever. So I wanted to talk to you all about it because I need to know, is it just me that doesn't understand the sort of business model of these subscription services? Am I missing something? Is there something extra that's happening, because I don't get it. And I'll tell you guys why I don't get it. Now, for the eyes, let's go into the shimmers. I'm going to go in with this copper shimmer. You'll see I've used this a lot. I love this. And then I'm going to take maybe one or both of these other shimmers. Basically create a gradient. I'm going to go in with this orange units brush. But I may need to go in with my finger. I feel like these shadows definitely require a finger. They don't pick up really well on the brush. This is such a pretty shade. So as I was saying, I didn't understand the whole concept of a brand having a subscription service, because the whole purpose and point of subscriptions is for exclusivity. You're a part of this special club that not everybody gets to be a part of, and you get, you know, greater access to specific perks and whatnot. And I don't understand how that works or how it translates to a brand. So if you all understand better than me, let me know, because my sense is that as a brand, you want as many eyes as possible on your products. You want as many people to see your products as possible and to know that you exist. And creating an exclusive service, in my opinion, just doesn't do that. And when I saw these subscriptions being offered at Instagram, I really thought that it was specifically for content creators. It was specifically for people that create content. So I don't understand how brands kind of like fell into like, oh, I will do this for my brand as well. Because what are you gonna give me that's extra special? And why would you only want to give it to me? Because if there is something that you're releasing, wouldn't you want everyone to know about it? Wouldn't you want your picture to be blasted everywhere so that everyone sees it? So why create an exclusive place for individuals unless there's special sales, special discounts? Like, make that make sense to me. And if it is special sales or special discounts, I don't understand why we as consumers now have to pay to have access to a sale. You see where I'm coming with it? Like, I know that there are some brands that will do live chats on their Instagram stories, and so now I'm thinking, okay, so are you guys only going to do exclusive live chats for your membership? And if so, what is the point of that? What is the point of doing a live chat where you don't have as many eyes on your brand or on your products as possible? That to me doesn't make very much sense as a business decision. And one thing that I noticed with the brands that were releasing these subscription services is that they didn't exactly say what comes with these subscription services. Like, what perks am I getting? What is the point of me joining this? How does it make it very different? Now, there is one brand that actually did include an example of what comes with their subscriptions. And I want to read it to you guys because I still don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. And I need somebody to explain it to me because I'm confusion. So, one of the first brands that I saw release subscription services was Terra Moons. And, you know, Terra Moons has like one of the best sort of single shadow formula. They have really, really beautiful multi-chromes. So, okay, cool. And on their Instagram, this is kind of in a pictures or reel format. They have that their subscription services are $9.99 a month. And with that, you get free shipping for all domestic subscribers, no minimum order amount. You get semi-annual subscriber exclusive sale events, subscriber only giveaways, first look at new releases and collabs before they launch, and an early access to sneak peek sale details before major events, and a free anniversary gift for $9.99 a month. Is it just me, or is that not added up or making sense? Now, let's go through these one by one. So the first one is that you get free shipping for domestic folks. So only if you live in the US, you get free domestic shipping. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not buying Terra Moons every month. So in my mind, I'm paying $9.99 a month, and I know I'm not going to purchase from them every month. So is that free shipping really worth it? How often are you really ordering Terra Moon shadows that it makes sense to have a subscription service for $9.99 a month so you get free shipping? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Then they have semi-annual exclusive sale events. If we're being honest, all of these brands have sales so frequently at this point that these exclusive sales, okay, sure, you might miss some exclusive sales, but that product is going to go on regular sale very soon afterwards, if not immediately afterwards. So is it really a perk? Is it really anything special? Is it worth $9.99? Then there's subscriber only giveaways. Okay, you might win a giveaway. That is, you're paying $9.99 a month for the potential to win a giveaway. Not that you guaranteed a giveaway, it's the potential for you to win a giveaway. Is that worth it? Or would it make more sense for you to save your $9.99 and just buy the shadows that you want? Then there is a first look at new releases and collabs. Do you really care to see a new release before everyone else sees it? Like, really? Is it really that important for you to see the new release? They didn't say that you get to shop before everyone else. They said first look. So I don't even know what that means. That you get to see the pictures before it goes out to the world. And again, as a brand, why would you not want to have all eyes on your products? Why would you only want to have it for that very small group of people? Make it make sense. Then they have early access to sneak peek sale details. Again, not early access to the sale, but early access to see the sale details. That is not worth $9.99. Like, I am not paying $9.99 just to see what the sale is. Now, if you told me early access to the sale where I could shop before everyone else, that way I am guaranteed to get my products before things sell out, okay, I could get that. I could get behind that. You know, sure. But one, we know products aren't selling out the way that they used to because this market is just oversaturated and people have a ton of choice. And two, it's not even that you're offering. You're offering me the option to see what the sale is going to be before I buy. Come on, $9.99 for that? And then lastly, you get a free anniversary gift. I can guarantee you that that free anniversary gift is not going to be worth what you are paying on a monthly basis. Because, like I said, this is $9.99 a month. That's $120 a year. Just buy the gift yourself. Just buy the shadows that you want yourself. I don't see how somebody at Terra Moons wrote this up, thought that this was a good value, and then put it out there. Like, yeah, this is great. People are going to want to sign up for this. Now, granted, I don't know how many people have signed up for this, but I just think it's dumb. And I don't think that you personally should waste your money to sign up for this because it's not adding up. It really isn't adding up. Like, the most exciting thing that I saw there was the free shipping. But if we're being honest, Terra Moon shipping isn't that bad, especially if you live within the US. And again, they're not offering this free shipping to anyone outside of the US. It's only for domestic subscribers. So you can't even say it's a perk for people that live abroad because it's only for domestic subscribers. So you may be living in Canada, paying $9.99, and you're already not getting one of the things that they're offering. Okay? So for me, like, the math just wasn't mathing. And I would love to know how many people have actually signed up for their subscription because I don't see the value in it. And I would like to know if the people who have been subscribers for some time now, if they feel like they're getting their money's worth. If they feel like the $10 a month that they're spending is actually worth something. I am genuinely curious. Okay, I've tried to adjust the light a little bit because I know that the exposure is doing a lot. But apologies if it looks weird. Doing my best, y'all. Okay, for my face, I'm gonna go in with the Fenty mattifying primer as well as my Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation, which is so close to being done. So I'm trying to empty that up because I love a good empty. And this is a primer that is just, it feels more hydrating than anything else. It's definitely not it's not the best mattifying primer. But the Urban Decay foundation is a pretty matte foundation, so I don't think I need anything too mattifying because then my face will just be super dry. So Terra Moons was pretty much one of the first brands that I saw actually put out, or the only brand that I've actually seen put out what their subscription service will include. Now, other brands that have subscription services are Clarity Cosmetics and Unearthly Cosmetics. Those are the two that I've seen, and I've been seeing some others, but I couldn't find them. So Unearthly Cosmetics, their fee is $4.99 a month, and Clarity Cosmetics, they are charging $2.99 a month. Neither brand have on their Instagram, or at least I could find any description of what the subscription service includes, which, like, Which in my opinion makes it even worse, because how are some people supposed to know what they're signing up for? Now, Instagram does have a very generic kind of description of what subscription services are. So it says that you'll get a subscriber badge, you'll get exclusive content, their subscriber social channel, and their broadcast channel. So basically, if you have a subscription service for your platform, you have the option to have all of those specific things. Now, I find it very confusing and honestly a bit like a cash grab that brands are utilizing this, because you can clearly tell that this service was primarily designed with content creators in mind and not with like brands in mind. And to be quite frank, the brands that I have seen actually taking advantage of these subscriber services are indie brands. And I wonder if that is partly due to the fact that most indie brands are operated by one, maybe two people. And with that, I think sometimes they see themselves more as an individual or a creator than as a brand. And that may have been why they were influenced to do the subscriber services. Honestly, I don't know. I just think that it's weird. I think that it doesn't seem, in my opinion, to be like the smartest business move to create a platform that is so exclusive when the goal is to have your product showed to as much people as possible so that you can make more business as possible. I mean, the more people who know about your products, the better, right? The more you're able to advertise, the better. So why create this sort of special group? And if you are creating a special group, which I don't believe in, but let's say you did want to do it, here's kind of what I think the services should include. I think it should be exclusive access to the brand. I think it should be exclusive access to sales or pre-access to sales, or like an automatic discount code where no matter what I purchase, I'm already getting 10% off because I'm at this tier. The fact that Terra Moon specifically, and I think that is the one that really rubbed me the wrong way and really pushed me towards making this video. The fact that what they're advertising is the option to see the sales beforehand, and the only sort of real perk is that you get an anniversary gift, which is probably going to be less than the monthly, what you pay in the annual subscriber fee. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If I choose to sign up for a subscriber service with a brand, what I would like to have is to have exclusive access to a brand. Like, take me to live events that, you know, only creators get to see, you know, like take me on a virtual tour of the live events, or take me around the factory so I can see how things are working, you know, like virtual access to things like that. Have those like live Instagram feeds where you were actually chatting with and responding to questions from consumers. That makes sense, because now you have a more direct line of access to the brand that regular consumers don't, which is essentially the whole point of this, right? For concealer, I'm going to go with my tried and true. This is my LYS concealer. I have been using this pretty non-stop. I'm actually really close to panning both of these. And I go in with DG6 as well as DG3. DG6 is definitely closer to my skin tone, so I like to put it on the outer part of my eye because I do have some hypopigmentation on my face where my under eyes are pretty light. So I like to put it on the outer part to just even things up. I don't like a super bright under eye. And underneath the eye itself, I do go in with DG3, which is a lighter shade. So it does give me a little bit of brightness in sort of this very inner part of the eye. Both of these are about to be done very, very soon. I feel like I'm scraping the sides to get the very last drop. I purchased, did I buy a backup of this? I think I have one shade in this left in DN3. The good thing about this concealer is that it is $20. It is quite affordable. And LYS does have somewhat frequent sales, so you could actually get this even cheaper than the $20 price tag, which is great. LYS is one of those brands that is on the cusp of high-end versus drugstore. It's kind of in that in-between. It's not super high-end because it's not the same price as, like, what brand? I guess Huda, Tarte, Too Faced. I think those are considered high-end brands, ABH. It's not the same price. It's cheaper than that, but it's higher than drugstore, and it's sold at Sephora. It's very much in this new sort of line that I think Rare Beauty created, where it's slightly higher than drugstore, but not enough to be considered high-end. I'm going to set that concealer with my Derma Blend Loose Setting Powder. I talked about this in a video that I did recently with Yadi about products that need to go viral, and this is one of the best loose setting powders that there is on the market, and no one is talking about it. It is so good, especially if you have a medium deep complexion. I feel like this is the one that has the best color match for me personally. Like, it's not that white translucent powder. It has a little bit of color to it. It's definitely not super yellow, which honestly can be really harsh sometimes. It's pretty neutral, and it adds a touch of brightness without you having to worry about getting crazy flashback. I'm gonna go in with this Essence 16-Hour Powder Foundation to set my entire face. I'm gonna go in very, very lightly with this because it is a powder foundation, so it has a pretty strong pigment to it. Now, this foundation is definitely on the more orange side for me right now. It is more of a summer foundation for me. So because it definitely leans a little bit more orange, a little bit more deep, I'm going in with this powder because it is slightly lighter. And it will help to even out that color, so that I don't look like a little baby Oompa Loompa. Feeling a little bougie today, so I'm gonna go in with my Dior powder, which has the biggest divot in it, and I think I'm really close to panning it, which I'm a tad worried about. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but Dior has been reformulating pretty much their entire line of products to make it clean, whatever that means. And with that, I know that there has been a lot of, I don't call it backlash, but you know, a lot of people within the beauty community have not been really fond of that because their line has been, they have some pretty decent products, especially when it comes to complexion products, like their foundations, their concealers, their bronzers. They have some really good products, and making them clean, we don't know what that will do to the formula of the products. We don't know what that means, if it's going to perform the same way. And we all know that clean is literally, it's a nonsense label. There is no official label for clean. It's not regulated by the FDA. Sephora has a bit of a description on their website as to what they consider a clean beauty product, but at the end of the day, that's something that somebody in Sephora made up. It's not sort of industry standard. There is no sort of group of experts and scientists who sat down and said, this is what a clean product is. There is no FDA stamp of approval that says this is what a clean product is. So because of that, you know, like a lot of people are just like, well, this is kind of BS. It seems a little bit like a marketing tactic for Dior. What I'm curious to see is whether or not that clean stamp is going to come with a increased price tag, because we know that that happens a lot of the times where something is reformulated to be better, cleaner, and suddenly the price increases as well. So let me know if you have tried Dior kind of pre-clean and what they're bringing out now. Let me know. I haven't really purchased anything from them. I have a select few products that I do have, but not a ton. Because of the sort of coppery, orangey feel of this eye, I'm going to go in with my Hourglass powder. This is the Tiger palette. I'm going to take the orange shade, and I'm going to use that as my blush today. Also taking a little bit of the Iridescent Rose blush and putting that on top of it for like an orangey pinky mix. I've really been enjoying mixing blushes together instead of just picking one blush. And that's kind of why I prefer blush palettes to just single blushes, because if you have a palette, it's really easy to just dip and mix and get the perfect blush shade that you want. I don't really have any new highlighters, but I have been loving this Pat McGrath highlighter. It's one of her limited edition ones in Luna Nude in this beautiful gold packaging. Look at the embossing on that. So I'm just going to use that as my highlight today. And as I always do, I'm going to take that same highlight and I'm going to plop that into the brow bone for my brow highlight. We're not done with the eyes yet. I'm going to go back into the palette, taking that sort of orange matte shade, running that along the waterline. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the brown shade and I'm going to put that in the outer part of the eye. Now I want a little bit more smoke, so I'm actually going to dip ever so slightly into the black and I'm going to put that over that brown. So a little bit of depth. And I'm also going to go back into the copper shimmer shade and I'm going to put that into the inner half of that lower lash line. Okay, so the face is pretty much done, but I'm just taking a clean brush and just kind of buffing everything in so that things are nice and blended together. But I'm also going into this Clinique finishing powder, taking up a little bit and then using that to buff everything together. Okay, so this is what the face is looking like. I'm going to go ahead and put on some mascara. I'm going to use the Tower 28 mascara. Then I'm going to do my Velvet Duchess lip, and I will be right back to end off this video. Okay, so this is it. This is the final look. This is the final face. This is honestly me just recreating what I did a couple videos back, and I like this. I feel like this is such a good everyday kind of look where it's like very simple, very sort of neutral eyes, but dramatic bright red lip. The Lisa Eldridge Duchess lipstick is like my perfect red lip. I'm just saying, I am obsessed with this lippy. And I can't say anything bad about it. But to close off this video, I just know I want to go back to what we were talking about, which is sort of the subscription services. I really want to hear your thoughts down below, letting me know what you think about brands utilizing Instagram subscriptions. Like I said, I truly believe that this is something that was designed for creators, that is more appropriate for creators to use because they are creating content, and it creates a sort of special way for them to make money off of the content that they're creating and engage with their followers who really want some more intimate sort of engagement with them. On the brand side, I feel like it doesn't make a ton of sense because as a brand, you want as many eyes on your products as possible. And the only brand that I've seen put out a list of what the perks are for the subscription is Terra Moons. And like I said, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me in that it doesn't feel like what you're paying adds up to the perks that you're getting. But that is just my opinion. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about these subscriptions. Let me know if there are other brands that you've seen have these subscription services, because like I said, I've seen a couple, but I know that there are probably more that I've missed. So let me know all that in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm hoping to do a couple more of these chat to get ready with me type videos because I really want to create some discourse around what is happening in the beauty community so that we have a place that we could just chat about it. So leave all that in the comments below. If you like this video and you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe. Join the community. We have a good time here. It's a vibe, as you know. And that's it for me, guys. I will catch you in my next one. Bye.